Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. I'm Candace, I'm from yogabycandace.com. Really excited to be practicing with Second Wind Health. They have really great products, including this mat that I'm on. I love it in particular because it's just the right thickness where it gives me just the right amount of cushioning for my joints, but it's not so thick that it throws off my balance. It's also really sticky, so you're not gonna slip and slide, which is really important because today we are going to be doing an upper body strength flow. So you can expect to be building some upper back strength, some chest strength, and some bicep and tricep strength as well. So when you're ready, have a seat on your mat and we'll get started. So coming into a comfortable seat on your mat, roll your shoulders back, close your eyes, and take a big breath in through your nose. As you breathe in, notice a little bit of length happening through your spine and the crown of the head. As you exhale, see if you can gently perch your head on top of your spine. So it's not jutting forward and it's not going too far back, but it's directly on top of your spine. Inhale, balloon through your lungs. So see if you can breathe into the width and the depth of the chest cavity. Notice that sensation of expansion. And as you exhale, empty your lungs completely, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears and creating a very, very slight engagement through the muscles between the shoulder blades. So the rhomboids, the mid traps, the low traps. And just being aware of that sensation of engagement through the upper back. Because so often we are slouched over or hunched over at our desks or as we drive, and this is just a really nice counterpose to that, and it's beginning to tell our bodies that we'll be doing some upper body strengthening here. Take another big breath in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. On your next inhale, flutter your eyes open. We'll lift the arms up overhead and then exhale, take your arms into goddess arms. So it's about 90 degrees in the elbows. Begin to create a sensation of engagement through those mid-back muscles. Pressing your elbows almost back behind you, but you don't want to jut your chest forward. Just having that sensation of continuing to press back. And as you keep that strength and sensation through your upper body, take a big breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, begin to twist out to the left. I'm just going to warm the spine up. So inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist on over to the other side. Inhale, come back through center and go over to the left. Finding your way back through center, take it over to the other side. Coming back through center this time, interlace your fingers underneath your chin. And then you'll lift your elbows up towards the sky just to breathe some space into the triceps, the armpits. And exhale, gently release. From here, we're going to come down onto all fours. So knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, and spread the fingers really wide, and then plug your hands into the mat. Begin to draw some circles with your shoulders as we warm up the wrists. Change direction of your circles, and as you go, just make sure that all four corners of your palms are plugged into the earth. Coming back to your neutral position, begin to turn your hands out to the side. So right fingers point to the right, left fingers point to the left. Take a big breath in. Puff up through your upper back a little bit, and exhale, emptying your lungs but firming up your low belly to protect your low back. On your next inhale, we'll begin to turn the fingers so they point in towards our body. Another big breath in, puff up through the upper back. And as you exhale, very slowly, very gently, lean back just the tiniest bit to get a nice stretch across the forearms. Inhale, begin to turn so the hands are back into their regular position. Take a big breath in, lift head and tailbone. Exhale, begin to round as you push the ground away and breathe some space into the upper back. Inhale, lift head and tailbone. Exhale, push into the ground, round your upper back. As you inhale, find your way back to a neutral spine, and we begin to walk the hands out until we find our way into Sphinx pose. So the forearms are on the ground, belly's on the ground as well, elbows are underneath the shoulders, and hands are firmly on the mat. What you're gonna do here is pretend that you're trying to pull yourself forward. So you find this sensation of axial length, axial extension through your spine. So we're not really concerned with how tall we can get or how high we can get. It's more the sensation of creating length through the spine as we're in this kind of upward position here. As you intend to have that feeling of traction through the forearms, you're beginning to fire on your upper body strength. So see if you can bring some mind-body awareness and bring some awareness to the forearms, the biceps, the triceps. You're really kind of working your triceps here as well. And then exhale, begin to lower down, bringing your chest on the ground. Bring the arms out to the side, about 90 degrees in the elbows or so. The forehead down on the mat, take a big breath in, and lift your arms, peel your chest up off the mat, just a little bit, not the highest that you can go, but just the littlest bit, about 50% of what you can do on your own. Exhale, lower down. Using your mid-back muscles, so not the upper traps, the very tops of your shoulders, really bring some mind-body awareness to the mid-back muscles, the space between the shoulder blades, and take a big breath in, and we'll lift the arms and peel the chest once again up off the ground. Again, you're not going at your fullest capacity, just about 50-60% of what you can normally do, and then lower down as you exhale. Big breath in, peel the chest, lift the arms, maybe going a little bit higher this time. Exhale, begin to release. And then we'll extend the arms out into the shape of a Y. So the arms are going out at a diagonal. Thumbs point up towards the sky. Big breath in, we'll lift the arms and the chest. Head extends towards the front. As you're here, push the shoulders away from your ears. Use your mid-back muscles to lift your arms even more, and exhale, release. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, peel the arms, peel the chest, lift, use mid-back muscles. Exhale, lower down. We'll do that one last time. Big breath in, lift. Hold, breathe, and exhale, release. Hands come underneath shoulders. You're going to curl your toes and press your knees into the ground. Feet are about hip distance, knees are about hip distance as well. Make your belly firm and strong. And as you push yourself up into kind of like it's like a plank, but on your knees, you're going to keep your torso very strong so you don't collapse into the low back. We'll stay here, hold, low belly is engaged, and then slowly lower down halfway, press back up. Elbows go straight back behind you, elbows are pinned by your ribs. As you lower down halfway, push back up. 2 more times just like that. Mind-body connection, all 4 corners of the palms on the mat. 1 more. Lower down, hold, 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 and push. Bringing the hips back to your heels for child's pose. Keep your toes curled, breathe some space underneath the bottoms of the feet. As you inhale, begin to round forward. Stepping your knees forward so that your knees are underneath your hips, hands are underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes and hover your knees up off the mat. 1 inch or 2. As you're here, breathe and dome into the upper back. So a little bit of that rounding sensation, and then bring about 20% engagement into your low belly. Protect your low back with your low belly, the firmness of the low belly. Breathe here and hold. Push the ground away. Inhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Hold here and breathe. Take any free movement you want to. If you want to pedal your toes out, welcome to do that. On your next inhale, come down onto your knees and send your forearms down onto the ground. Now, for some of us, it feels better to have your hands in this prayer position, and you take your hands on the knife edge of the mat, or you take the knife edge of the hands on the mat, or you might feel nice, you might feel good here to have the hands firmly on the ground with the forearms about like parallel. So do what feels best for you. We're gonna come into a plank position on the forearm. So begin to extend your right leg back, followed by left. Push into the upper back to find the rounding sensation. Lower your hips a bit so they're in line with your body. Draw your low belly in towards your spine. Breathe. In this position, you're working your biceps, working your upper back, your shoulders, and also your core. 2 more breaths. 1 last breath in and out. And from here, we'll begin to turn onto the knife edge of the right foot for a side plank. So you can lift your left arm up, you can stagger your feet or stack your feet, or if you have more energy, you can lift your top leg. Whichever feels really good for you, do that. As you're here, think about lifting up the hips, think about stacking the shoulders. Try to avoid having the hips open up to the ceiling. 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, come down, we'll take it over to the other side. So again, option to stagger your feet, stack your feet, or lift your top foot. Spread your toes wherever you are. Push into the ground with your forearms, stack the shoulders. Draw low belly inward and then upward towards your chest to protect your low back. And try to avoid having your hips lift up and open up towards the ceiling. Instead, have them point out to the side. And then as you're ready, come down. And from here, we'll walk our feet up into a dolphin pose. Looking between the forearms, breathe here, lifting your hips up and back. Continue to push the ground away, really long armpits. If your shoulders have come over your elbows, push into the forearms so that they're back behind your elbows. And on your next inhale, come down onto your shins. Extend your arms out in front of you, 1 breath in child's pose. And on your next inhale, find your way back onto all fours. We're going to curl the toes and lift the knees once again, dome into the upper back. And from here, begin to shift your way over onto your left side as you take your right hand and tap your left shoulder. Come back to center. As you do this, left hand to right shoulder, we're going to go side to side just like that with these shoulder taps. As you do this, you want to avoid having your hips open up. So try to keep them pointed straight down to the ground. Use your core here to protect your low back. We'll do 1 more each side. And then curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, come back down onto your shins. We're going to walk the hands out a little bit. And coming back into our push-ups on the knees. Elbows go straight back behind you. Your core is very strong as you lower down halfway, push up, halfway, push up. And 2 more just like that. Halfway, push up, halfway, push up. Good. From here, extend back into a full plank. Hold here and breathe. And then shift the weight over onto the right side. You'll take your left hand to your left shoulder, trying to avoid opening up the hips. So it's the shoulder taps. It's just a different progression. So trying to avoid opening the hips out to the side or up towards the sky. Instead, you want to keep them pointing straight down. You can take a wider stance with your feet if you need to. We'll do 1 more each side. And then come down onto your knees. Reach your hips back towards your heels. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Another big breath in. Find your breath once again. Calm down your breath. And then on your next inhale, we'll begin to come forward once again into a plank position. And we're gonna do these up downs. So we're in this plank position, and then we come down onto our right forearm, followed by left. Acknowledge the pose. Right hand, left hand. Then go in the opposite direction. Left forearm, right forearm. Right hand, left hand. Right forearm, left forearm. Left hand, right hand. Left forearm, right forearm. Right hand, left hand. From here, reach the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, find your way onto your shins and sit up for a second. So I'm going to show you some downward dog head taps. It's a really great way to build some upper body strength. The only thing is you have to be really mindful about the space between your thumb and your index finger, this webbed part here. Don't let that lift up when you tap your head down. So you're going to come into a downward facing dog. You can just watch me to start. Come into downward facing dog. Lift your head a little bit and envision an upside down triangle, and your hands are at the apex of, well, it's like the corners of those upside down triangle, and your head will come down and tap at the apex. So you don't have to come forward at all. Your shoulders shouldn't move. They should stay right where they are. So you have really long armpits. So the elbows go out to the side, and you'll tap and lift up. Tap and lift up. So give it a try. Downward facing dog. You look up, you visualize that upside down triangle. Take the elbows out to the side, being mindful not to let the webbed part of the hand lift up. Tap your head and then push up. Tap your head, push up. 2 more. And last one. Good. From here, come down onto your knees and then lower all the way down onto your belly. Bring the arms back behind you. Take a big breath in, lift your left leg and right arm. Lower down. Lift the left arm, right leg. Lower down. Lift both arms, both legs. The chest, reach, 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 reach. And exhale, release. Bring the arms out in front of you. As you inhale, lift the left arm and right leg. Spread toes, spread fingers, get long, and then lower down. Take it over to the other side. Right arm, left leg, spread toes, spread fingers, get as long as you can, be as strong as you can, and then lower down. Inhale, lift both arms and both legs, spread toes, spread fingers, lower down. Inhale, lift up. I'm gonna do this for a total of 5 times, so that's 2, lift up for 3, lower down, lift up for 4, lower down, lift up for 5, lower down. From here, you can roll over onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest, little rock side to side. And lower your feet down to the ground. You can lift your arms up overhead, up towards the sky. Bend the left elbow and cross that arm over your body. Can cap your left elbow or left bicep with your right hand and breathe some space into the arm. Come back through center. Cross the right arm. Breathe some space into the right arm there. As you inhale, hug both legs in towards your chest once again. Then extend your left leg long. Bring the right hand down to the ground and bring that knee up and over your body to the left. Flip your right palm and look out over your right shoulder. Breathe some space into your spine, the right side body. You might want to open up the arm a little bit so the hand is in line with the shoulder. That'll breathe some space into the chest for a deeper chest opening. With each exhale, beginning to cool down, wind down. As you inhale, come back through center. We'll extend the right leg long, hug the left knee in, and then pull that knee up and over your body to your right. As you look out over your left shoulder, option to open up the arm even wider for a deep stretch through the chest. If it's too intense, just bring your arm closer to your body. Beginning to let gravity do some of the work here. No need to force it, just let yourself relax with each exhale. On your next inhale, come back through center. Extend your legs and then open them so they're about mat distance or so. Take your hands to your belly. You can interlace your fingers if that feels nice. Or if it feels more comfortable for you, you can take the arms out to the side, palms facing up. Go ahead and close your eyes. Let your eyes sink into the sockets. Close your mouth and separate your teeth. Just beginning to invite relaxation into your body. Beginning to allow your body to recover from all of the strenuous work you just did. And being really mindful of your self-talk. No matter how challenging this practice was, just watch the words you say to yourself and always be encouraging to yourself. Knowing that we all have to start somewhere. So give yourself permission to grow and learn and let whatever you were able to do be enough. And as you settle in here to Shavasana, we'll be here for about 3 more minutes, and I'll let you know when the time is up. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly bend your knees and step your feet onto the mat. And then press gently into your feet so your low back connects to the ground. And hug your knees in towards your chest. Lift your shins a little bit so you can slide your hands underneath your knees. And rock and roll, using momentum. Rock and roll, swing to sit up. And find your way into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. Closing your eyes, tucking your chin to your chest. Just taking a moment to acknowledge your practice. Acknowledging your inherent strengths. And your physical strengths as you work towards where you want to be. When you're ready, seal it in. Namaste.